All right, good afternoon. Sheriff Michelle Cook here, and I want to provide an update on a case that started for us Monday evening, just after 11:30 p.m. As we explained earlier, there was a call made to our communications center where a subject stated he needed to have the police respond because there were some folks in the house that needed medical attention. Our deputies responded to the scene and rescued those folks that were inside. They are still currently in the hospital. While this subject was detained, he made several statements about potentially burying somebody in a property located next to the house, knowing that he had had access to that property for at least the time while he was there at the house. We began a search of the property. Today we have uncovered what we believe may potentially be human remains. I cannot tell you, I do not know how long those remains have been there, other than they've been there for a while. We do not know who the person is at this time. So the investigation for us is really now beginning as we attempt to identify the remains and follow this investigation to a logical conclusion.
Where on the property did you find the remains?
In the wooded area behind the house.
We've heard there's several acres there. Was it close proximity to that home, or
Behind the house. I mean, it's there's about 5 acres back there. It's behind the house.
is it where you set up a food tent?
We have multiple tents set up back there throughout the different. I don't know which tent you're talking about at what time. We've got tents all over the property right now for different things.
What was the state of those?
We're still early in the excavation, but it is apparent that the remains have been there for a while.
Any sign of trauma on those remains?
That's going to be a medical examiner investigation at this point. We're still early. We're still very, very early in this.
While you're still working to identify and go through that whole process, does it immediately link you to Lumpkin and his statements?
That is a logical conclusion. But again, we don't know what at this time we don't know what his involvement was, other than he told us there was he was involved in burying a body in the property. But how, what happened preceding that, we don't know, because now that we've found a potentially human body there, now we've got to collect the evidence, go back to Lumpkin and try to work with him to complete the story.
As far as a co-defendant that he was talking about as well, his claim, do you have reason to believe there is still someone else out there potentially involved in this as well?
Don't know that answer at this point. What I will tell you is that we have just about all of our detectives working on this case. Mr. Lumpkin made a lot of statements that night, and so we're taking every statement that he made and running it down. So we don't know yet if there was anybody else involved in this. We don't know what Mr. Lumpkin's involvement was in this, other than he said there was a body buried back there. But we're going to continue to investigate this.
Did he say when he buried the body? I'm trying to understand the timeline.
I don't know the answer to that question.
Was anything found with the remains?
We're still in the excavation process. The short answer to that is I didn't see anything, but I'm not back there right now. So
Do you know anything about a daughter or the siblings that
I know that they have at least a daughter and a foster daughter, but I don't know anything other than that.
we heard that one of the daughters and possibly Lumpkin lived on that property at one point? Has he disclosed how long he had access to that property, or he did live?
No, ma'am. I'm again. This is the detectives. This is still an active investigation. So the detectives are still talking to him through all of that.
Do you know the whereabouts of those two, the daughter and the foster daughter? Are they still accounted for?
I do not know. Again, our detectives are working through this. What I would say is that if anybody has any information on the whereabouts of any family members, We would like for them to come forward and talk to us, or if anybody has any information or was with Mr. Lumpkin in the last few weeks, or if he's ever made any statements to anybody about anything he's been involved in that could potentially be related. We really need those people to come forward so that we can piece this story together.
Thank you, everybody. That's enough
Thank you.
questions for today.
Thank you.